I remember when Kelly was born because there were some issues going on with mom. She wasn't doing well. What do you have memories about that from?
Well, Kelly, when she was carrying Kelly, she had a ectopic pregnancy too, and that burst
And that's in the fallopian tube or
in the
what?
fallopian tube.
So
She,
totally different. It would have been a different baby and everything.
yeah,
I mean, a different timing.
right. Um, the fallopian tube broke, and I came home from work, and as we were going upstairs to bed, uh, she was doing a little bit of complaining that her stomach hurt,
Mm-hmm.
but she didn't want to tell me how much it hurt.
Didn't want to bother
She
anybody.
didn't want to bother me. So we, at that time, Willoughby didn't have any ambulances. We had to call Davis Funeral Home.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they came in the probably 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and uh, I took a kitchen chair upstairs, one of those green chairs.
Probably the one that's in my garage.
Yeah, and they carried her down the
Oh,
stairs on the
wow.
chair, put her in the hearse, took her to Euclid General,
Wow.
and Doctor, what was his name? But he took her right into surgery, and he was there for quite a while. I mean, he was doing the operation for quite a while. He came out, and I was in the waiting room, and he said, "Boy, you're lucky you got her here in time. She was just about ready to bleed to death."
Wow.
He was. He said I was scooping blood out of her abdomen
Handfuls. Oh,
by
man.
the handful.
Did he have to cut through her stomach to do this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And how far along was she with Kelly when that happened? I mean, Kelly wasn't born that day, right?
No, she was maybe 3 months along,
Okay.
and
It was wintertime, though, right? Wasn't it? Or spring?
probably spring. One day she was holding Kay by the hand, taking her down the stairs, and she slipped. Kay or Kim, I'm not sure which. But she fell down the stairs, and she was pregnant with Kelly.
Hmm.
And having that, her stomach was,
Oh, it was after the
it was
surgery?
after the surgery.
Oh, man. Did she fall down like on her butt or did she like head over heels? It.
I think her butt,
Wow.
but
Anything split open or
no.
she was lucky there? Did she fall down like the big land or the big set of stairs or the like a little landing?
I think it was like the bottom two steps down onto the landing.
Mm. Yeah, I remember we used to push each other down the
Yeah,
long set of stairs in a box, and
right.
every once in a while the box would catch a corner and flip over.
Yeah, but
So when Kelly was actually born, this is probably half a year later, right?
yeah,
Did mom know she was pregnant with Kelly when this all happened?
she didn't. No.
And so when all this happened, is that when she found out she had a baby in there?
Well, she went to the female doctor, um, and they fitted her for a diaphragm,
Mm-hmm.
And while they were in there doing that, they found she was pregnant.
Hmm.
And I remember her coming out of the doctor's office crying, and she was gonna have another baby.
Well, if this was 1960, she was 22 years old. That's pretty young.
Yeah.
Wow. So when Kelly was born, was she born in Paynesville?
Pretty sure.
And I have this memory of us being taken over to Uncle Gary and Aunt Melva's house, either when she was having the baby or because you guys were not there. We were dropped off. Do you know what I'm remembering? It's when they lived in a house where there was a lake at the end of the road. They lived in like a A-frame house or a.
Out in Chardon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which that lake isn't even there anymore. What was that road? Remember the name of that road?
Hmm.
I remember when we would go out there.
Woody Brook.
Woody Brook, yeah. I remember we'd go down there. We'd pass. Well, it's a golf course now, but there was a big barn. It was a private country club for a while. Now it's public, but. And at their house, where they lived there, you'd walk down the street and there was a pond or lake down there.
It's like Bass Lake.
Oh, that was Bass Lake?
Yeah.
Okay. Were they on the private road for Bass Lake or were they on the main road?
They're on a private road.
Okay.
Then attorney bought the lake and drained it.
Mm-hmm.
Peterson, I think is his name.
Now, Bass Lake is a lake now, but it's not as big as it used to be.
Right.
A lot of marshy area. It's not a good place to go bass fishing anyway. In fact, the Metro Parks, I think, owns it now.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. I went out there with Tanner one time, and nothing like I remember. Like you remember Aquila Lake? It's a lot like that is now. There's so many feet of rushes that you can't hardly even get to the lake to throw a fishing pole in. So 1960, you still working at. Did you ever have a time while you were having kids that you were out of work?
I was laid off on my 21st birthday. So, yeah, we had kids.
From GE?
From GE.
And how long were you laid off?
A year.
Wow. What'd you do in that meantime?
Oh, I was a horseman for a while. Then I worked in painting and stuff.
Just doing anything you can get work at.
Yeah.